So we can first become aware of phenomena in the now. A good one was the phenomena of the breath. Simply sensing, noticing the movement, the sensations, connecting with the body breathing. Breathing awareness is a good anchor because it's steady and it's somehow empty. And we can keep coming back to it as opposed to being lost in the past or the future. So watching the body breathing, just like a mother is lovingly watching a baby. Whenever thoughts arise, we notice them, yet don't get lost in them, don't become a taxi. And now we can shift now the focus. So instead of focusing, exploring the breath, we can notice this inner body awareness, this inner spaciousness. And contemplate whatever sensations, energies, emotions are present, appearing within this awake space. This is watching the inner body, the body of energy, without trying to change anything, without trying to label. Subtle movements, energies, with an attitude of allowing all of this to be as it is. Also with this contemplating of inner space in the body, we don't zoom into one area. We have more of a global, unfocused, panoramic view. Whatever you notice, it's not you. Something comes and goes. The same in the mind. Whatever comes in the mind is not you, just a thought among billions of other thoughts. Now we can shift, focusing again, and turn your attention towards the experience of the world that appears to you as sounds or tactile sensations. Whenever you catch yourself, you drifted in past or future, it's come back to the knowing. So now we are still noticing phenomena, but we are open to them all as they appear freestyle. Without preference, being open to the totality of the now. Maybe this sound of my voice, something in your chest, memory, sensation, another sound. Also notice now this inner spaciousness, inner aware silence, the background. And perhaps see how the thoughts and sensations, they appear in the same space, this awake space. Also see if you can notice that the sounds, the traffic or this voice actually appears in you. I mean, I know that theoretically the car is outside, but experientially, see how this information appears within you, within your awareness. So now we can try to make this subtle shift. So rather than being interested in thoughts or sounds or feelings, we can now observe the sense of being aware. So instead of being aware of a particular sound, you can notice the hearing So this self-remembering, if the self is that whatever it is which is just here, effortlessly present, it is this presence, this is our presence, which is now perceiving, sensing, hearing. Self-remembering would be that this presence is aware of its own existence. It is futile to focus attention into any particular area. To allow your attention to be free, open. Some traditions, they talk about it as to feel perceive this I amness. It's kind of the same thing. The I amness doesn't come with like I and am. It's more like a feeling of being. Like you wake up in the morning, before any thought comes about the day, there is this most intimate sense of onness. There's on. So they say, well, what after? What's next? Okay, so self-remembering, being aware of this wordless sense of existing. Then what? So here's the term self-abiding. Once we are present, once you are living in the now, no longer behind or ahead. You are here, conscious of being. Then self-abiding will be like, I'm going about the day, experientially feeling, sensing that I am aware. There's this presence going through the day. Yeah, and in the fourth way, there was this dictum, remember yourself always and everywhere. This was the central practice, most important phrase in the whole system. And if somehow this feeling of being, this feeling of sense of one's own presence is too vague or abstract or ungraspable, just being present in the now, being aware of phenomena, it's a great step in the right direction. And this method of self-inquiry can actually help that we get more clear about what we are, not as being the name or being the body, but so we can deepen the self-remembering through some asking this question of, and the question, they have the effect of pointing awareness towards the subject as opposed to the objects. In everyday life, attention goes towards objects, and self-remembering is subject, being aware of itself. So in this self-inquiry question, we ask a question, and then we wait for a few seconds, a few minutes, sit in the silence, then we ask it again. The question is, what is aware right now? So there are sensations, there are sounds, yeah. But be interested in what is it that is hearing. And we are not interested in just getting the word, you know, the mind will say something, but we already know by now that doesn't count. If the mind says anything, then we can ask the question, okay, that's fine, that's a thought. To whom do these thoughts appear? They appear to me. What am I? And this self-remembering actually was very much meant to be done with the eyes open and in everyday life. So I invite us all to, you know, open the eyelids. And then you can even, you know, notice some visual impression, some object. We have these mailboxes. So in self-remembering, the attention is kind of like a trick symbol is this double-edged arrow. Like one arrow goes towards the mailbox, and the other one is what is aware of the mailbox. So I'm aware of that which is aware of the mailbox. It initially may be a little mental, but it's really not meant to be mental. It's this actually stops the mind, and it's just. Anyway, so I invite you to play with this. This self-remembering as a second gear, I mean an additional whole other realm beyond being present to the now. And let me know what you discover. All right. Thank you.
Good.